Hi everyone, welcome again to another video clip. This is my last weekly lesson of 2024. So plenty of things to go over here before we move on to the new year. So after this week, the weekly lessons will return probably around the second week of January, I would think. We'll see. And I'm also thinking about changing the format of them a little bit, so you may see some differences, not so much in the actual daily interaction, but I think we could probably do a little bit more storytelling or taking news reports into the weekly lesson. Maybe we'll see. I haven't quite decided on that yet. So let's begin to go through this weekly lesson. You might not know this, but the weekly lesson is a rather new entity on my website, and it is still evolving and transforming so that it can serve you better. The first one came out in mid 2024, and it was rather different from the lesson you see today. It was dry, factual, and more about study before I changed it to give it an online storytelling function. Okay, if something is dry, it means it's without substance. There's no real moisture in there to make it exciting. Speeches by politicians can often seem a bit dry. English lessons can be very dry if they're not fun because they can be only focusing on grammar. Something which is dry is never very exciting. Think of making bread and the dough is too dry, it just falls apart. If you live in the desert, it's too dry, it just falls apart. Sometimes, the sand just blows away into your face. Okay, so that's dry. I was saying here about the weekly lessons. The first one came out. That just means was issued. Okay. Um, Telling a story in the form of a weekly lesson is exciting and fun. You get to teach and tell a story, and students get to learn a lot about UK life and culture, as well as learning new words, idioms, and phrases. I designed it particularly for those who are looking to advance more and change. Some of you ask if I could produce a vocabulary list with meanings or add more bells and whistles. Okay, when you add bells and whistles, it means you make something more exciting. Think of a boat, because remember, British people love the sea. Well, we don't love the sea, but we used to use a lot of idioms from the sea, and we still use this one. I can say, "Oh, I finished my new project. I added in those bells and whistles you wanted. Those exciting new parts, bells and whistles, uh, just to make something more exciting." It's a bit like saying it's all singing and dancing. For example, I can say, "Oh, an English lesson. Yeah, full of grammar, vocabulary, word lists. Oh, it had all the bells and whistles, or it was full of bells and whistles." Okay, it's just making reference to the fact that it was expansive or extensive. Uh, if it was really, really good, you could also say, "Oh, it was all singing and dancing." Yeah, that's another way you can see it. All bells and whistles, all singing and dancing. You would only say it about things, not about moods, not even about your weekend. You would use it specifically to talk about attributes of something. That is a lovely idea, but like everyone else, I have very severe time constraints, which stop me from getting so involved with it. A time constraint, of course, is something which restrains you from moving forward. I write it, check it, post it, and leave it for you to study. If it serves you, then great. But if you feel it isn't serving you, then come and talk to me, and I will try to help. So there we are. That's some phrases for today. Bells and whistles. Very common, that, you know. Yeah. currently thinking about redoing this English lesson to make it more singing and dancing for you guys. I don't think I have the time to add more bells and whistles to make it more functional, but we'll see. We'll see what I come up with in the new year. And that's it from me for today. So enjoy your day, whatever you're doing, and let's talk very, very soon.